When people first come to the temple, before they go to the rituals, we ask the people to pass through here. That's called Hitogata Utsushi. Here, the person needs to take one of this paper and write down their full name. After they write their full name, they need to put this paper on the front and also in the heart, and then put inside here. This purification is adaptation from the shrines on Japan, where they use water to purify themselves before enter the temple. Here in Brazil, we adapt like a Hitogata Utsushi that has the same meaning before the purification, before the ritual. It helps to cleanse a little the body and the spirit before going to the sacred place and near the altar. Here, if you can come, this is the place where the good son makes the rituals. So this place is just for him to walk through and make the prayer and the offerings for the goddess Amaterasu. So here we have the 5 elements of the nature. So we have the wood, we have the metal, we have the water, the fire, and the air. So we use these 5 elements to help in the ritual also. We have the taiko for like asking to God the permission to the ritual. We have 2 dogs, they are from Okinawa. These 2 animals can make the protection against the kegare or the bad energies that may come with the person or during the ritual. So they are like the guardians, they protect.
How did you choose this to work here?
It was, my parents was having some of that needing of spiritual treatment, and we reached it here after a long time. So my parents did the rituals for their ancestors, and by that time I was kind of unemployed. So I met Christina and Mr. Goody. They were needing someone to help in the fair to sell the lucky charms. And I went there by first. And with the time, I could get the chance to help here to read that little paper about the ritual. So it's how it started. I got very lucky. The rituals really helped to open up my life too, because it was kind of close. It was difficult. I was kind of unemployed, and the last job I had, it was very difficult. So after my parents did the spiritual treatment here, it helped me a lot too. It opened the doors for me too. So it's a very nice ritual.
Subatsu, ato de purificação do altar e do presente.
O harai o itashimasu. Kaken waku mo kashikoki Amaterasu omi kami no mimae. これの南アメリカの神の宮よ。拝み祭りてかしこみかしこみもまもさく。
No Boko Rappo Harai, purificação do eixo energético de Danielle, Kaori e Yamazaki.
Nuboko Happo Harai, Danielle, Kaori, Yamazaki. Harae, tamae, kiyome, tamae, mamori, tamae, sakihae, tamae. Yay! Hey!
Are you a Japanese descendant?
Yes, I am. I am the third generation in Brazil.
Third generation.
Yes, third.
So your grandparents are from Japan?
Yes.
Do you know where do they
Yes.
from?
Yes. They came from different places, all of them. So my mother's grandparents, one came from Ehime and the other come from Hiroshima. In the side of my father, my grandfather was from Niigata and my grandmother Nagasaki.
You know very well.
Yes, they met here in Brazil and they wed on both sides.
Do they speak Japanese?
My mother can speak fluently, but it's the Japanese from before the war because it's the Japanese that my grandparents knew. So I think it's different from now.
Do you have some Japanese culture thing? Do you
Yes.
eat Japanese food or?
Yes, we inherited the Butsudan and the Kamidana that has passed down from my grandfather. So we made some kind of culture there. We have a lot of habits too. The things that's passed down by generations about the education and everything else.
When you were a child, did you think about yourself?
I was always consider myself a Brazilian because I met a few people that are descendants from Japanese or Asians during my childhood, but it was something quite interesting because I was too Brazilian to be Japanese and too Japanese to be Brazilian because we are half-half. So a lot of our culture, it was seen kind of differently by my classmates that were Brazilian. So it was kind of interesting. It was like, it was a bit different, yes. Not difficult, it was just different because something that I was been teaching even when a child, it was very different from my friends Brazilian.
For example?
For example, my mom always teach me to be very polite and to be, when you go visit parents, to be very educated, very polite, and do not accept things they ask, like you can just receive when they ask you for the third time. So it's something that she always told me. But when I go to the home of my Brazilian friends, it was like, make yourself at home, take this, take that, hugs and everything. It was also, is that okay? So if it's okay, or people always ask me, you can just feel more relaxed, be more relaxed here. Don't be so polite. But it was interesting.
Did you have some experience to go to Japan?
I never had the chance, but I really would like to go someday.
What about your parents? Did they go back to Japan?
No, my parents not. Even my grandparents, they couldn't. But some cousins of mine went. I have some cousins that live in Japan too. They are working there, studying there. but I never went to the Japan.
Interesting. Do you and your family have some religion before?
Yes, and we were kind of Buddhist because of the inheritance of the Butsudan and everything, and Catholic too. My mother was kind of Catholic and Buddhist, and my father was more like a Buddhist, but it's just the Buddhism that was told to generation. And it wasn't a Buddhist that will pray every day or something else. It was just more for the funerals or the other rituals. After we come here to the spiritual treatment, we start to become more Shinto, I guess.
What's the difference, do you think, between Shinto and other religions, Catholic or Christian, something?
I think Shinto gives us more freedom. It's more carefree a bit. It's not so strong on the rules. So in Shinto, even though you can commit some sins, it's not like something that you must pay for it because you are a bad person. You need to pray a lot more to get rid of the sin. No, it's like, okay, you are a human being. You are in the process of learning. So making mistakes, it's something that's inside your journey. You need just to, if you commit a sin and you understand that, just avoid doing the sin forever. And try to be your better version every day in Shinto. I like the ideas of Catholicism or Christianism. I believe in Jesus, I believe in God. But in thinking about the rules and how do you walking inside the religion, I think in Shinto I feel more comfortable in Shintoism. I don't know if it's because of the blood, of the culture, the generation of things.
Yeah. What do you feel while you are working here? Do you have time?
Yes, I do. What do I feel while working here?
Yeah, do you feel you are more close to the Japanese culture, to your blood, you know?
Yes, I do feel. I feel very comfortable working here, yes. Because here we work very near the Japanese culture. So I feel really we're more relaxed here. In the other jobs that I had, they always asked me, oh, stop being so Japanese, be more Brazilian. I was like, I'm trying, but it's difficult for me. The politeness is something that I was taught a lot, so it was really hard to understand sometimes when you are being so polite or not. So it was difficult for me to understand and to walk along in the Brazilian job. So and the treatment with the boss too, it was very more carefree, and I felt a little bit uncomfortable with that. But here I feel more relaxed, really.
Did you live and your family lived in a Japanese community?
No, they didn't. My mother, when she was a child only, but I never lived in a community.
Joined some Kenjinkai?
I go to the Japanese school when I was little to learn Japanese, but I learned so just little and I stopped because the school was closing. After that, I couldn't study more Japanese, so I understand a little, so little, and I cannot speak. But English, thank God, I can understand.
Very nice. How many people are working here?
Here in the temple, it's more like me and Christina-san. She
is Japanese? Nisei?
Yeah, she's Nisei, I guess. She can talk in Japanese, she can speak in Japanese. So it's she and Good-san who takes care of the Issei people who comes here. I just smile because I unfortunately I can't speak, so but she speaks Japanese fluently, so she can attend to these people. Yes, it's picture. When he was young. We have a Japanese garden here, because Shinto it's all about nature. So we have a lot of green plants. We also have 2 sakakis. Sakakis is the sacred tree from Shinto shrines. We have 2 of them. Here is one, one sakaki that Good-san brought from Japan. He planted here, and we use its leaves to do the tamagushi, the offering, during the rituals. So he asks for permission and he takes some leaves so we can do the tamagushi. He also
Take the leaves the whole year.
Yes, because it's green all the year, and even if it's cut off, it can endure for a long time, more than weeks. When they start becoming brown, it's time for change, but it can they keep it green for a long time. Just put on the water. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant as well. She's mixed with the other plants, but she's here. See, sakaki has these two leaves that goes in pairs. It's because she's mixed with another plant, but this is also another sakaki. And that one year of the tori, it's a sakura tree. Yes, it's all green now, but in June or July, they blossom. This year in Brazil was too hot, so it couldn't blossom properly. They gave us very few flowers this year. I think it suffered because of the heat. And the other thing is the shimenawa. Good-san changes this twice a year, or when it becomes a bit more, when it starts to change color, he also changes. He changes everything, the shimenawa, the whole shimenawa, because it's a sacred place, so it cannot be dusty. But we just try to keep the garden very green because of the goddess and the Shinto. We just don't have a water here, but like the other jinjas, but it's a very good place to work. It really brings us more things to consider in your lives, because it's not just only money or only the things we see. There are a lot of things that we can't see but makes a lot of influences in our lives, to the better or to the bad. So it's nice to understand how this works. So I think it's a very nice thing to look after the things we can't see but we can feel, because energy is something we feel. We can't see, but we feel. If we feel, it's there, right? So it's nice to study about these things, how this works, how this influences people, influence ourselves, our body, our mind. It's very interesting, this side of study. Because it's a pleasure to have someone that likes and that's research about Shinto. And it's even more special that you come from other country as well. So we are very grateful to have you here and to have this conversation with you.